Free throw shooting. Let's start with free throw shooting. As we all know, free throw shooting seems to be easy because of the word free, but it's not. It's probably one of the most difficult shots that you can make on the basketball court, mainly because there's no defense. So when there's no defense, the focus begins with yourself. You have to somehow find a way to get yourself comfortable, understand the fundamentals of the shot, and then step to the free throw line and make the shot. Now, there's a lot of other factors that plays into free throw shooting. You have your mind, basically fighting itself to go through the fundamentals. Then you have the fans and the expectations of making the free throw shot. So the things and the simple things that you should think about when you get to the free throw line is to be comfortable. Now, we're going to go over the fundamentals of what it takes to shoot a free throw, and it's very basic. And when we talk about basic, we talk about the things that can be carried from the free throw shot to any shot on the basketball court. It's only focused when you're at the free throw shot because it is a free shot and everybody's just focusing on you. That's probably why it makes it more difficult to make the free throw shot. So when I step to the free throw line, some of the things that I think about is the fundamentals of the shot, but at the same time, to get myself relaxed and go through the rhythms and the things that I've been practicing away from the game situation. And that's why when you're practicing your free throw, you should always have the mental thought of a game so that when the time comes within the game, you're relaxed and everything comes to you very easily. A lot of inhibitors are out there, from the fans to the mascots waving their hands or to the other players talking to you while you're trying to focus on the shot. But as a free throw shooter, you got to be able to focus on the job itself, which is to make the free throw shot. So my first thing is try to get my base set. And I try to get shoulder width apart with my legs or with my feet. 9 times out of 10, my right foot's going to be ahead of my left, mainly because that's a certain comfort level. A lot of times, players come in, they try to be parallel, or if they're left-handed, they try to put their left foot forward, which is all fine and good. But the most important thing is try to get a balance. So once I get my balance, everything starts from that point forward. I go through my ritual, which is I spin the ball, I dribble 3 times, and I spin it again. Then I feel like I'm comfortable and I'm ready to go through with the shot. So as I go through my ritual, I spin it again. Now I'm starting to focus on my target. There's 3 focal points that people try to teach. When you're following through with the shot, you're either reaching for the rim, reaching your hand inside the rim, or reaching to the back of the rim. Now when you think about shooting, the first thing you want to think about is getting the ball on your fingertips. Fingertips meaning you got space between the ball and your palm of your hands. The reason that you don't have it on your palm, because once the ball gets on your palm, you cannot control the basketball. When it's on your fingertips, you have better control of the basketball. Now, if you're a right-handed shooter, your left hand is primarily going to be used as a guide. Now, if you feel like your left hand is shooting the basketball, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be a two-handed shooter. And I don't know how accurate you can be with the two-handed shot. So once I go back to my balance, getting my feet set, going through my ritual, now I got my targets, I got my fingertips, I got my L shape pointing towards the target. It's a little bit off the right of my ear or my face or my eye. I see the target and now I continue on with the shot. When I'm continuing on with the shot, I'm taking all my motion from my feet all the way through to my fingertips, going straight at the shot or straight at the target. So let's try one. Go through my ritual. I got my balance, I see my target, and I follow through. Now in following through, a lot of times these are the 3 fingers that you're going to shoot the basketball with. If these other 2 fingers come into play, you're shooting with a different rotation than what's taught. What's taught is to try to have this correct backspin, where the ball is going head over heel or spinning back towards you. If it's going this way, or this spin, you're using these fingers a lot more than you probably should. And that makes a difference when you're up there at the rim and the ball starts to bouncing around. If you have the correct backspin, your shot may bounce around and go into the basketball. Go through my balance, my ritual, starts with my legs, and going towards the target. And always trying to finish on your toes. Finishing on your toes because you're carrying every little energy towards that target, and that's important. It's hard to shoot if you're going to be falling back, falling this way, or falling this way. So you want to take all your energy towards that target with your focus.
Today we're going to work on.
Now another thought process
is we want to work on our approach.
You always want to maintain a certain focus with the rim. Understanding what are you going to do, where you're shooting it.
What you do is step up first
And with
All right.
all
Since
the
you're a
confidence in the
right-handed
world. Now,
shooter,
if
what
you
I'd
don't
like
have the
you to do is
confidence
place
that you
your
can
right
make
foot
a
in the
free
center
throw,
of the basket.
when you're shooting free throws,
Okay, we got to get
if
balanced.
you got negative
I
thoughts,
want you to have balance
negative
first.
things happen.
All right.
If you got
Next
positive
thing
thoughts,
is our
positive things
preparation
happen.
with the ball.
If you practice
Once
your
you
free
receive
throws
the ball from the
as
official,
often as you probably
okay, what we want
should
you to
in
do
practice,
is you're going to go
so when
ahead
it
and get
comes
the
to the
ball in your
game,
hands,
you
not
have a
even
certain
look at the rim at
confidence
this
and a
point.
certain comfort.
What I want you to do is
You're
to
gonna make
clear
your
your
free throw
head.
shot.
Because right now, this
Believe
is
me,
a shot that you should
shooting
be
free
able to
throws
shoot in every
demands a lot of
gym
work.
that we go into.
Mainly because it's not
Whether we
free.
be on the road,
It's-
here at
Anything
home,
that's
we
free
go
is
to a
always
neutral
hard.
floor.
Haven't your parents
What
ever
we
told you
want
that
to
if
be
it comes
able
free,
to
that means you're
is
not
to
putting
see
forth the
what you're
effort?
seeing every day
So
in
you want to
practice.
put forth the effort so that
Okay?
if it does
So
come
to
free,
eliminate
you've worked
situation,
hard enough to
crowd
where
noise,
the response
what
is
we're
going
gonna
to be
ask you to do
something
is
that you
you're
feel
gonna
very
bounce the
comfortable
ball.
with.
And when you bounce the ball, you're going to say bounce, bounce in your head to clear it totally of everything else around you. All right?
How to shoot a free throw.
Once you pick the
Now,
basketball
everyone
up,
shoots the ball differently,
you're gonna
but your
focus on the rim,
standard
okay?
techniques
And
that
in
you're
your head,
taught
you're going to say
are
sight.
making
so
sure
you're
you're
gonna pick up
basically
whatever
square
your
to the
target
hoop.
is at
So
that
you want
point.
your hips square to the
Front of
hoop.
rim, center of
Some
rim,
people have a
back of the rim.
heel-toe
And
relationship,
from that
so it
point,
means that the
momentary pause,
your
and
feet
then
are kind of
shoot, hold the
staggered, and
foul
some
through.
people stand directly
Okay?
on the line.
All right, let's give it a shot.
Now, what you want to look for when you're releasing it is to make sure that your fingers are touching the ball and not your palm. So there's a little bit of space in between here. Also, which is small, that a lot of people
All
don't pay
right,
attention
once you
to,
step in
is to make sure
and
your
you receive
hands
the ball,
are aligned
it's critical that you get your
with the
body
ball
such
rather than the
that
ball
you feel
being
balanced.
like
You're
this.
not leaning
It
to
helps
one
with the
side or the
rotation
other.
of the
There's
ball.
no.
You
There's
also
not
want to
weight
make sure
on
your
one
elbow
foot,
is in,
one
so
foot
you don't
more
have a
than
hitch
the other.
in your shot.
Okay, you want to have
So instead of shooting it
centered
like
up
this,
where you're
you
centered
want to make
on
sure
the
you take
rim.
that elbow
You
in
got a
and
balanced
shoot it
feel.
here.
All right, now
So
when
you have a more
place the
direct
ball
angle
on
at
the
the
floor
hoop.
for your two bounces,
What you
you
also
want to
want to
place
do
it
with
in
your other
front of the
hand,
rim.
it's kind of like a guide.
So everything
So
stays on
now
a
that you
straight
have your
line.
fingers right here, you want to use your guide hand. It's different for lefty and righty. Your guide hand on the ball. So one hand is going to be beside the ball, and one
Notice
hand
that
is
the
going to be behind
elbow
the ball.
stays underneath the
And as
basketball.
your
The
hips are
elbow
square
is
to
what
the
keeps
hoop,
the ball straight.
want to
So
get
now
yourself
when
down,
you pick it up,
so you
okay,
have
you're going to pick it up in the same
adequate power
place
coming
every
from your
time.
legs,
Wrinkles
and then
in your wrist to
tuck
know
your
that the
elbow in.
ball's flat in your hand. All right, and then you want to go ahead. You're going to lift
When
the
you're shooting
elbow
a free
up
throw,
through
it's
the
very
ball.
important that you make sure you get your
Hold
legs
your follow
underneath
through
you.
so that you got good tight.
If your
not
shot is
too
short,
tight a rotation,
then you know
but
you don't have
still
enough
wanna have
legs. And if it's
rotation on the
long,
ball.
then you know you have
Okay?
too much power
Backward
behind your
rotation.
legs.
Go ahead, try it again.
So, let's take a look at a shot.
Try going to the back of the rim now instead of the front of the rim.
Most often than not, what distinguishes a good free throw shooter from a bad one
Staying back behind
is
the
practice.
line.
You
Step in and feel
must practice.
comfortable.
The more you practice, the better you get.
Balance.
Those are some great tips, Coach. We really appreciate it. Hopefully you at home can take those tips and apply it to your child or your team's life and make you a more effective shooter of the free throw. For me, however, I'm a lineman. Linemen like to keep it old school.